Why, hello everybody, my name is RTS and welcome to Master of Command. So guys, I actually just discovered this game yesterday. I was looking for stuff to do on the channel and this game came up and it looked absolutely amazing. This is essentially a game where you get to customize and build your own division for different factions, and you go around a kind of a procedural campaign map. You go and get new units, you upgrade them, you get weapons, armor, and complete objectives to make yourself stronger and stronger. Now, I have had very limited experience in this game, around like 3 or 4 hours, but I actually did spend the whole of yesterday after I discovered this game just watching videos on it, asking questions on the Discord. I think we have a pretty good grasp on what we're doing here. So, I'm going to start a brand new campaign. Now, this game does come with a few factions you can play at the start. Oh, by the way, I also want to quickly mention, I would normally like to spend more time learning the game before I record a video on it. But in this case, they actually just released the demo of this game today. So if you like what you see, just go and play the game, guys. I'll leave a link in the description. You can go and try it out. I think the actual game itself as a full release will be out in, I think, like around the 23rd, 24th of October. I'll have to confirm that one. I'll put it up on the screen somewhere, but it's soon, guys. Very, very soon. Anyway, so let's do things, shall we? Now, this is where you can pick the faction. Now, if you know who I am or watched me before, you would already know that I have to play is the British Empire. There's no universe. No, actually, that's not true. If there was Spartans, I would do that, but this is not a game with Spartans in. So for now, we're going to be playing as the British Empire. Now, every faction has different starting armies, which you can unlock new ones later in the game if you keep playing it. They have different officers, unit types, equipment. There is a lot to go through in this game. There's a lot to unpack, and I cannot wait to dive more into it. Now, I'll quickly click through these different locations. You can see on the text here, if you want to pause before to read it, that every faction has its own like unique strengths and also its demerits as well. You've also got things called doctrines, which would massively affect how your army works, especially in those things that it might have like an upgrade, but then also a degrade at the same time. For instance, when I was playing O today, I kept getting cavalry-focused things for some reason, and I wanted to play with the redcoats, so it really does change how you have to approach your mission and campaign and stuff as well. Now, it does also say about complexities, so I believe Kingdom of Prussia and also the Russian Empire are classed as being standard difficulty or complexity. So if you want to have like an easier game, maybe go for one of these guys. And then you have the more, not complex, but challenging versions. I mean, for instance, it looks like the French... Yeah, there's a lot of French people. Grand Levy, there is really easy to get new brigades, and you can just have immense amounts of units on the battlefield, which also does sound quite fun, I must admit. We might have to do a few different campaigns as the game goes on to see what the other factions are like. But no, I'll be playing as England. Now, personally, I like having quality armies. And that is what England's army is. It's highly disciplined. It has a lot of like auxiliaries, but there's not that many of them. So it's very much ingrained in the thing of just quality over quantity. Anyway, without spending too much time on this menu, you can also go through, so I want to quickly mention, you can do Iron Man, so you can't just save scum. You've also got option settings. Now, I personally just played on normal mode. I didn't do casual. It did recommend it for the first time, but if it's just me, this is my thought process, right? If I learn how to play the game with all these benefits, I'm going to get blindsided when I go and try and play on a different difficulty, right? If I'm used to my units moving faster, or I'm used to getting like double the resources, it's going to corrupt how I play the game. So for now though, as this is the first attempt of playing this game like properly all the way through to like the end of the act, I will just play on normal mode. If people like this, I feel like I can probably do a legendary run, guys. You know what I'm like with difficulty settings. I would like to try this. If I had like a day of playing this before I record a video, I would definitely have done it. But no, we just play on regular mode for now. Anyway, let's press continue, shall we? So how the game works, at least at the start, is you have acts. Now, these, as far as I know, are procedurally generated. In fact, this is already very different than the options I had when I played it earlier today. So originally, all these missions were actually focused in Europe, but it looks like we can actually do a mission in southern England, which does make me ask the question, what happened to the Royal Navy? But let's not worry about that. I'm sure they're on a vacation or something somewhere else. So it looks like we have protect southern England, reinforce Westphalia or protect Brandenburg, and it looks like we had to go against different factions for each of these missions. Now this is where the game's, I guess, progression kind of comes in a little bit, because depending on what I want to do depends on what rewards I get. So for instance, if we go and protect southern England, we will get access to a subsidy Jaeger unit, which kind of like skirmishes. Very quick, very accurate, and just good at killing infantry. Other stuff, maybe not so much. We also have access to the roast beef of Old England. This sounds like the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. But let's look at the other options first, shall we? So we've also got British Grenadiers, which, as you imagine, are pretty powerful when it comes to just lobbing grenades at people. It's quite nasty, I've got to say. You also get access to plus 15% campaign movement speed. That does sound very, very tempting. Like, because we're going to it in a minute, but when you go into the game, you have like a set time before the enemy HQ identifies you and tries to take you down. So being able to do everything quicker, movement, getting to battles, getting to cities, it does sound like a very, very good option. What's the last one? British Veteran Foot. So these guys I've been using for like range damage and whatnot. They seem to be inherently accurate at what they do, though not as good with the old charging and melee combat. And we also get ourselves local guides, reveals all settlements in each region. Interesting. Not sure I'm tempted enough to go and pick that one though. So out of the two, I would love to play in England, but I think we'll go and reinforce Westphalia just to try and get this movement speed buff here. Continue. Let's do it. Act 1, Westphalia. I do believe there was 3 acts currently. I was talking to people on Discord yesterday, so we'll see how that works out. Though I have been doing Act 1 for a few hours on my earlier save, so it looks like this game has a lot of content regardless. So here we are, guys. We're in our little camp here, so we can access this at any point. If you have a quick look outside the camp, I may have just accidentally jumped the gun a little bit there, but you'll see this is a very large open world, real-time kind of like campaign system, which I always love playing. You know what I'm like about turn-based games, guys. If it's real-time, I'm there. So I'll quickly read through this. This is basically just saying the start of the mission. Your army stands at the frontier. Though modest in size, your forces are disciplined and in good order. A nearby depot lies ahead, lightly defended, and may serve as a starting point to begin your campaign, though you'll need to press onwards soon after. There are no unusual conditions in this region, which I love that comment, by the way. Does that mean in later acts there might be like some kind of like changing event? Maybe there's like storms, so it's hard to move around. Maybe there's like increased enemy recon, so you get found by enemy armies quicker. I have no idea. I'm speculating. Anyway, the land is passable, the roads are open, and the enemy has not yet entrenched themselves. Still, do not mistake quiet for safety. Stray patrols and pickets roam the countryside, and their arms and equipment may serve our cause better than theirs. We await your progress. Great. So, kind of like Bandlord, as long as I don't move, the game doesn't move either. We are completely static in time, so I can spend as much time as I want to going through this menu here. So this is where we can see our initial army camp or division. I believe you can get 5 brigades. So you kind of add them up over time. As this game's kind of like a game where you start with nothing and you move your way up, you will have to spend your resources wisely. We have failures, which is kind of like currency. We have provisions for food, and we also have reservists and ammo. If you take any losses in combat whatsoever, you need to make sure you replenish your units for the next battle, or you're going to have a pretty hard time. So we want to make sure we try and balance all of these resources to make sure we have what we need when we need it. So, at least initially, this is our army. We got a fella here, John Manners. By the way, this game does allow you to modify a lot of stuff. So if I want to make this guy have a hat, I can do that. Is there a top hat? No, there's not. I guess it's a bit early for top hats, but I'm just going to put it out there, guys. So I'll make a mod for it. It'll be amazing. Anyway, I think what we'll do is give this guy a hat so he's more grandiose. We also would like to look at our units. So we currently have the British Foot, which is, I think I mentioned before, a bit more of a range unit. So these guys can be pretty decent at shooting enemies. You can see with the factions here, very similar to other games such as Bandle. Once again, I keep using it as an example, but I play the game a lot. What can I say, guys? This will allow you to kind of get a redcoat unit or a basic French unit, basic Russian unit, and then they will diverse into different troop types. Now, the numbers here show how much veterancy a unit needs to actually upgrade. So as we fight, you will see these guys will start leveling up over here. This will make their stats better, And once they say, what was it, like 5, they would be able to upgrade into a Highland foot unit, for instance. It's pretty cool. I like it. Now, what I've been personally doing for the last few hours is I've been kind of splitting my force in half. Might upset people. This is my thought process, okay? So we have the Highland foot units. You can see, compared to my British foot units, they actually have better charge damage, better melee, better stamina. I've been using these guys as kind of like the frontline tanky troops, which does sound crazy because they have less morale, but only slightly. Now, the idea is going to be is these guys will be the ones taking the damage from the enemy regiments, and then I use the British foot, which will not be taking damage, to lay down a lot of firepower with a higher accuracy damage. Because if people die, they do less damage in return. That's what I was trying to move towards there. Now, also, later on, we can get Highland Grenadiers, which means they can not only charge enemy forces, they can also use grenades on them as well. But for the footmen, I'll also upgrade them to veteran foot, which makes them better accuracy and stuff as well. There's a lot to go through in this game. What can I say? Anyway, so we've also got access to a bunch of different items here. So you can see each regiment has its own stats. It has a weapon, has secondary weapons, and it has item slots. This is where the game really shines, in my opinion, because it means you can add a lot of stuff and customize your units as you see fit. So we have here the Highland foot units. These are the ones I mentioned that are good at charging, so we want to, of course, give them bagpipes. Now, I will confirm that I did hear bagpipes in the battle. I'm not sure if that's because this unit was in there, or it's because they're Highland, but there's definitely bagpipes. Now, we want to be increasing the morale and charge, right, which is good. We've also got access to accuracy and reload speed. Very nice. Medicinal herbs. Casualties restored after battle plus 20%. That does sound very, very useful. Especially on my tanky unit at the front here. So I think what we're... Wow. What is this? Regimental Staff Surgeon. Plus 40% casualties restored. Can I stack these? No. Well, I now have a unit, guys, that literally replenishes 60% of their casualties every battle. I think that's a pretty good start for the tank unit, I've got to say. What else we got here? We got access to marksman, increase accuracy again. We will give this to the British Foot Regiment. We'll make sure they're better accuracy and reload speed. We give them increase again. And these guys now have 81 accuracy rating, which does sound pretty badass if I say so myself. We've also got access to a carbine. Now, I didn't realize this when I first started watching the videos in the game yesterday, but the provincial cavalry don't actually start with any guns. They had to use carbines. Now, luckily for us, the game's given us some. So these guys are now equipped with range units and also melee, though the melee is looking pretty dire. They got like a LARPing sort of something. Doesn't seem very useful to me, but we get better stuff as the game goes on. Don't worry about it. Last thing I want to check in this menu is going to be our officer himself. He looks like he's already got some abilities. He's got a Questarian, so increased cavalry, and also better accuracy on infantry. Bit all over the place, but we might be able to like switch him out with something that's more specialized later on. We'll see how things work out. Anyway, I'm happy. Let's get into it, shall we? So the game mentioned about supply cache. We want to go there first, without a doubt. This is where we're going to be doing our very first battle. And we can see what the meat of the game looks like. So, Your Grace, a supply cache lies before us. About a handful of enemy stragglers stand watch. We may strike swiftly and seize one part of the stock before they can react. Coin, provision, or powder. Such haste will rouse them to battle, yet their strength is slight, and our men are confident that the fight will be ours. Okay, so how this game works as well with like getting new, like you play with this army all through the acts, right? I want to take as many battles as possible, okay? I want to make sure my units get maximum ranks, they get the upgrades they need. I want to just kill everything. So, just so people are aware. So it looks like we can take some money, we can get some provisions, and we can get some ammunition. Now, I haven't played enough yet to really figure out what is the most problematic resource when you go through things. So I think just to be safe, we go for provisions for now. I mean, you have to eat, right? If you can't eat, you're having a bad time. So, enemy is about to begin. Let me just quickly cheat a little bit and go drill stance. Didn't work. Sometimes you get extra XP at the day ends, but not today apparently. So the battle screen, you can see eventually we have, well, the opportunity to have very large battles, but for now this is a very small one. It looks like they're fighting the French, and they have some of their own cavalry. They have some fusiliers and some recruits. So they're essentially a bit worse off than we are, but I think we'll be fine. Let's start the battle. Deployment phase. Okay, so if you guys are familiar with games like Total War or really Ultimate General, this would be familiar to you. We are in the depths of the game at this point. So this game has got a lot going on here. You got all the stats of your units. The main thing I personally want to keep an eye on is stamina. It affects how much they can run, how quick they are at reloading and firing. Very important to make sure my troops are ready to go. We also have stuff such as cover, which will reduce damage taken, as well as elevation, which I believe increases like range and stuff as well. But don't quote on that one, I'm not 100% sure. So we want to make sure we go into a situation where the enemy units are going to be attacking my very, very replenitive Highland foot units. So what I'm thinking of doing initially, this might be really weird, but don't look, it's fine. We'll deploy the game right away. I'm going to set my units up inside this fortified church and also over to this house here. As far as I've been able to tell so far, forests and buildings provide brilliant cover. I mean, seriously, it's ridiculous. Now, how the game works with the units is you can kind of do whatever formation you like, and it is also front-facing. So if you have a very, very long line, more units can fire, but I believe it makes it a bit harder when it comes to stamina and like switching out units in long battles. So you got to keep that in mind as well. So, what else have we got here? We got my general, Ferdinand von Brons. I can't speak German, I'm so sorry. Now, this guy is our general. I believe in combat, his main thing is going to be to provide a morale bonus to nearby troops. So we want to make sure he is near our tanky units over in this direction here. You have 70.3% cover. That's not perfect, guys, but it's better than we had before, so we'll take it. What we'll do, let's let the game go on fast forward mode. I'm actually going to position other units a bit further back, as well as the cavalry as well. So I don't know if we got this in the bag in terms of... It might be okay. I was hoping to be far enough away that the enemy would go into the river, which would provide very bad cover for them. So we'll see what happens when they deploy. As for these units, I don't really care if they're like long formation, because they're going to be tanking damage. That's their main ability here. As for the British foot, though, we'll get them nearby and ready to swoop in and attack the nearby enemies when we get there. Also, worth mentioning that you can get cover from hedges, which is quite nice. I did believe originally the game told you about cover bonuses, like hedges provide you like some kind of extra bonus, but I can't remember off the top of my head what that was at this point. So we let the enemy come in. They're getting very, very close here. We got some Fusiliers. I did actually, by the way, just to confirm, I actually went on massive unit size. I have a 4090, it should be fine. I want to see literally 1,000 units on my screen right now. I've always been obsessed with large unit size. Okay, the battle has begun. So, unfortunately, I would be a bit hard-pressed to move my units into range to attack this group here. But what we can do is move over the cavalry so they can start helping out a little bit. We've got to be very careful though, because the enemy cavalry might charge at some point, so we want to make sure we don't overextend ourselves. If we get attacked by infantry and cavalry, these guys are going to have a very, very bad time. Now, the carbines they have equipped with only have 86 range, so not brilliant, but they should be able to get in range to actually give a bit of a hand with the Highland foot units. Now, as the battle goes on, I love the fog effects. It is absolutely epic. And you just see people drop one at a time as the battle goes on. I love these kind of games, guys. I gotta curb the passion, though. I'm sorry, I'm a very passionate man. Damn it, Beam. Why am I like this? Okay, you guys gonna start firing as well? Maybe? Maybe not. Oh, I don't think they're actually in range. There you go. That's what we want to see. Now, in this game, the more kills you get, the more experience the unit gets, and the more loot you get after the battle. So like I said before, we want to be as lethal as humanly possible. At least, that's what I want to do anyway. Okay, so they're doing their own job here. You can actually customize different things such as formations. You can do fire at will if they were to shoot random enemies, as well as lock-in melee, volley fire, which I think volley fire is better for morale damage instead of just shooting randomly. And also, finally, you have stuff such as toggle bayonets, using grenades, and changing ammo types. I think this is more relative to, say, an artillery regiment than an infantry regiment, but I haven't played enough of the game yet to really know that for sure. Anyway, so Highland foot is taking a little bit of damage here. The enemy recruits are coming in, and it looks like my British foot have laid down fire as well. So the enemy already is looking a bit woozy with their morale. I've not even taken a single hit of morale damage right now. This is brilliant. Now, I want to be spreading my damage initially because I want to kill as many people as possible, right? In this game, if an enemy army is defeated, they disappear. So we want to make sure we kill as many as possible before they start mass retreating. There is no retreat phase in this game. If every unit is retreating, it ends right away. That's why I want to spread the damage a little bit. Okay, so it looks like these recruits are actually going to go and attack the Royal Foot. Not great, personally, but is what it is. Fire again. I might... Nah, it's okay. What's going to happen is we're going to take some damage, which sucks. The enemy's retreating already. That's that over. And I want to get ready for this cavalry charge. Now, unfortunately, we just fired, which means the enemy will have an open charge into my line. Now, what we want to probably do is stop shooting the Fusiliers because they're about to retreat. We want to hit this guy hard and fast. I'm not going to counter charge. We should. No, let's stay. You guys, melee mode, charge, go. Buren. Okay, the Highland foot units, as we know from before, are pretty decent when it comes to melee, so they have a better chance than the foot infantry. I'm going to move the other units forward here. Now, the cavalry has already lost over half their number. Look at this battle going on. I love it. They got kills on? It's over already. That's a shame. So initially, what I like to do normally is I would use my cavalry to just absolutely wipe out enemy retreating units. I didn't have a chance for that. I do apologize. You can literally wipe out entire regiments and get 1,000 XP with your cavalry units right from the game start. So maybe a bit too much of a rush on my part there, but that was the first battle. And done. Excellent. So we did take a little bit of damage there, and we didn't get as many kills as I wanted, but it's a pretty good start, I would say. Now, in a second, we'll see the end mission screen. We get a little bit of cash, which is nice, and we get to see the losses and kills here. So we lost 248 units, we killed 655. Overall, pretty bad ratio from my part, but it is what it is. Now, this is where we get to pick a few options here. If you're a fan of Total War, this will be quite familiar to you. You can choose different plunder options. So we can ransom them to get some extra cash and ammo. We can conscript them so they become part of my reservists and I restore casualties. Or we can just flat out get veterancy and provisions. I'm going to go for this one, guys. I want my units to be better. If my units have more experience, I can upgrade them faster and they do a better job. Makes sense to me. Done. So, let's give it a few seconds. You can see level ups coming through right now. Not stellar. Not stellar at all, but it's just a start. We'll be fine. Okay, so we've also been given access to a bunch of new weapons as well. Or items. So, looks like we got ourselves some large timber chests. Now, you can see on the icons, this is only going to be for artillery. So, we can't really use it right now. We have also got charge damage and accuracy reduction for infantry. Interesting concepts. Not sure I particularly want it myself, so we'll put that on like the side as a potential sell item if I need a little bit more cash for something really good. We've also got access to breastplates. Now this is a pretty decent one. This will reduce the damage taken in melee by 25%, but also reduce the speed a little bit. So hopefully later in the game we can also find some additional like speed buffs of the cavalry, so not just horrifically slow. So let's grab some of these over. What's this one? Iron ramrods reload speed. Oh, that has to go to the British foot, right? Without a doubt. I like how it's like a fast reload speed. It's still 31 seconds. This is... Look, they haven't got machine guns at this point, guys. You can't blame them too much. Okay, so I need a little bit more recruits, but nothing too crazy there. What I normally do, I've literally just played this for a few hours, so I'm going to use this random capture uniforms as like a blocker. Keeping this 100%, maybe getting rid of the stuff. Just like a little bit of inventory management as we go through. Maybe having an option to mark stuff as junk might be a good idea, so you can just mass sell like old broken muskets. Just putting it out there, guys. Just putting it out there. Okay, so let's go. Campaign map. Let's carry on. So we actually happen to start next to a city. So it's like this place has a prestigious academy, so we can get more officers, and they're also cheaper, which is quite nice. We've also got less reservists available and more cost. So whatever we do not want to be buying reservists in this location. Okay, there's a lot of stuff to see here. This is a big town. I love it. So, as you go through different buildings, they have different kind of like specialities. So, for instance, Foundry, believe it or not, is going to be giant ass cannons. There's no point in me buying this at this point in the game. We haven't got any artillery units, but it's good to know it's here, right? You can always come back to a town at any point and just look at the stuff again. No problem. So, this is what I wanted. So I didn't really just discover this for a few hours after I was playing earlier, but you can actually get in the powder houses fortifications. This gives your infantry or artillery, no matter where they are, base cover. So this basically means I may have around like a 50-60% cover increase and like a 30 base. So no matter where some of my units go, they have like 100% cover. So I want to try and replicate that as soon as possible. Now it is a bit expensive though, so we might look at other stuff first, but plus 20 base cover is already a pretty good option in my opinion. You've also got different types like this one here, which increases charge resistance, which is quite juicy as well. Now, I don't know if I had to be careful with different factions. We're fighting the French, right? So I think it did mention that they do like having heavy cavalry. So we might have to keep an eye on that as time goes on. So let's have a look at other items, shall we? So we've got sort of gunsmiths. Ooh, okay, so when you get items, they also have quality levels. So they've actually got some good quality guns here. Now, I want to personally get the Charville carbines. Oh, it's not. That's a carbine, sorry. There's a version of this which is just a regular musket. They haven't got it, though. I noticed the Charville ones have really good range, so you're always shooting first. I put it on all my skirmishers and frontline troops, so we'll keep that in mind as well. I don't think we'll spend too much money at the start. We'll just have a look around for now. We can also buy some new units. Now, I'm going to be going to get... Oh, light dragoons. Tempting. Very tempting. Let's get some red coat, shall we? We want to start leveling up our units as fast as possible, right? So if we get them early, we can hopefully get them to a higher upgrade tier sooner rather than later. Town square, these provide like rations and stuff as well, which is quite nice. You can see that this game has a lot of options, right? If you're thinking like it's railroaded in any way, I don't think it is. You can probably play this game over and over again and have totally different results every time. I love this kind of thing. Look at all this. I don't even know what a quarter of these items are at this point, but there is a ton of stuff to look at. Okay, so the noble estate, this is the main bread and butter of this area. So it looks like we have... Is that a Spartan? No. We might have to come back here and get this guy in a second. He's a legendary Spartan. So I just need to... My brain needs to contemplate what I've just read on the screen here. This guy is 100% higher. I will have to go and make some money and come back and buy this man, right? There's no way I would not get this unit. It's absolutely amazing. I don't know if the game actually like reshuffles shops over time, so we have to just do this as fast as possible. 171 quid. We'll come back. We'll be back. I will recruit you, my friend. I will get you. So, let's get over, shall we? Oh, that was not the right button, clearly. What now? So, to get our extra rewards on this little campaign here, we need to try and become as fast as possible before the enemy HQ arrives, which is going to be in 152 days. Or sorry, yeah, pretty much 152 days. We also need to make sure we reinforce 4 outposts to get some British Grenadiers, and we also need to make sure we secure 5 battlefields so we can get that really juicy buff. Now, luckily for me, looking around, it looks like we can already see a route through the madness. Oh, there's stuff everywhere. So these are the garrisons, and these are the battlefields. So we want to probably have a path which leads us to all of them in tandem. So as weird as it might sound, we might go directly up and then filter our way down to the outposts. I just want to make sure we get everything. What is this? Whoa! The headquarters army is the primary field army in the area. Defeating it will result... Interesting. Okay, I don't want to go that way. We want to probably avoid that one for now, I think. Let's just go upwards, shall we? So let's go this way. There's a little side thing we can do here with some herds. Maybe we can collect some supplies. Requires 1 officer in reserve. Moderate chance successful hunt. Interesting. So, is there anything in the game stopping me from just doing this? No. Okay, so do you know I play Paradox games all the time. EU4, CK3. I lose my people constantly to hunting. Why did I think this game would be any different? This is a tragic day. It's like, look, if anything, it's going to be better, right? Because when we get our new general, there's going to be no power dynamics. He's going to be in charge of the regiment. We haven't got to worry about feeling bad about putting the other guys to the sidelines. If anything, this is on purpose to make his new life better when we recruit him. Yeah, so let me just try and justify my horrific incident right there. Waldeck, another place. No money though, so we're going to keep ignoring that and moving on. Outposts. Now, I don't know if it's preset what you can get in these. Sometimes it's battles, sometimes it's like a random events. We'll see what happens though. The position is no longer held. We found the palisade breached and the garrison wholly destroyed. Ash still smoulders in the barracks and no man left behind breathes. There is nothing here but rotten corpses. I think we should... Slim chance... What is slim? Is that like 98% chance of failure? I'm terrified of this game now that we've already lost. It'll be fine. Perfect. So we got ourselves some new weapons. Now, yes, the Charville musket. This is what I was talking about a second ago. So, we're going to put this in. Now, this is one of the things I would recommend if the developer ever watches this video. Probably not, but you never know. I would like it if you can do a direct comparison with the selected unit. Because if otherwise, I got to do this. Do you see the problem here? Because I noticed that you've already got access in the game to comparing stats on upgrades. I don't know what... surely the mechanic must exist so you can also have access to compare items and weapons as well. But that's just a little suggestion for myself there. Anyway, so I already know that the land pattern musket is already pretty decent. Like, it's got good range, it's got good accuracy. Not great at melee, but I don't want it for that anyway. We want to get this guy instead, though. It's got more range, slightly less accuracy. I think the same reload speed, so that's fine. Put them in. Perfect. I guess you can see the stat difference from this as well, but like I said, just having a comparison view would be pretty helpful. So, I also didn't even check these guys, our new recruits. They actually come with worn muskets, which are just abysmal. So we want to be giving them one of these land pattern ones. And they've also got bad bayonets. So we don't want to be using these guys in charging. That'd be a terrible idea. At least for now, anyway. So let me just put this over here. And I guess we will keep the other land pattern musket for now. In case we get more recruits, we can give them the decent ones right from the get-go. Awesome. Okay, so what I might do is go and do a little loop around first and head back and get that officer, because we actually have no one in charge. Officers also level up, so we want to make sure... Oh, that's a big army. That is a big army. Fusiliers, recruits, and 1 dragoons. Ah, okay, so they've also got the better version of the cavalry as well. So this is actually quite a nasty one. But it also means we have access to killing more enemies, which I personally love doing. So happy days. So the enemy is definitely going to outnumber us quite substantially. Trying to find a place we might actually want to try and hold. Now, the issue with this map layout is if we hold here to get the bonus from the town, the enemy is going to be fighting us from the town as well. So not brilliant there, not brilliant. We could potentially try and run forward and grab this location here with like the main center of the town. They might get access to some damage increases from the church, or damage reduction, sorry, but I think that might be the best choice. Now, what I'm going to probably do is make sure you guys get ready to get as close to the border as possible. British foot. Ah, we have backup, don't we? I forgot about that. So, what I might do with the British foot... One group here. Maybe one group here. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we're going to have the British foot on the left-hand side over the river. We're also going to have over that side as well the cavalry, but they're not going to dedicate. They're going to just be nearby to countercharge if they need to. And the Highland foot, we're kind of put on the side in case they try and flank me this way. There's a nice little area we can have like extra bonuses. Let's deploy. Okay, let's get you guys in that location there. We will deploy you guys here. Oh, that's the wrong way around. Sorry, I thought that was that was my fault. We will switch them around a little bit. Do you know what? Actually, the British foot on that side should be fine anyway. Okay, get ready, go. So it may look a little bit overwhelming, but because they're recruits, apart from the Fusiliers, we should be okay. We have already got some pretty decent like foot shots and upgrades to accuracy and damage and stuff, so I think we're going to be okay. A bit more about that cavalry though. It does seem to be matching what I'm doing with my cavalry, which is quite fun. I do like that. So your bonus is only what? That's not good. I may have got spooked last time because you noticed I was actually garrisoning a armored church, so maybe it just happened to be the best cover in the game. Now I say that though, these guys are doing great. They got like a good 76% cover there. Your guys haven't got any cover at all. Oh, I thought this would give us very little bit amount of cover, but I guess I'm a bit off there. 49%. This is why I was talking about getting the fortification bonuses, because it would offset these kind of issues, but it's all right. So with these increased ranges, these guys should easily be able to shoot into combat as we go through here. And unfortunately, the recruits need to fight the Fusiliers. And it's also, they got a general as well. That's not a good sign, guys. It's not a good sign. But wow! These guys are amazing! Okay, well that was a good start. I want to hit that, hit that. If we get into retreat, we can redo the footmen on the same kind. Okay, good. They're taking the damage over there. That's decent. We'll move out the footmen. Recruits to start shooting back. Ready? Ah! Sorry, I'm in there. Don't worry about it. I was way off with my timing, though. There you go. That was not an amazing shot compared to one before. The cavalry is coming in. Now, the best thing is they're going to be stuck in the river as they charge me. So, brilliant. Now, what I'm going to do is actually tell them to hold fire temporarily. Wait. Wait. Okay, activate fire mode. Hit that guy there. Oh, I should have done a bit longer there, but the enemy is about to come in. It's looking a bit dodgy with the old charge there, but it should be fine. I need to counter charge to get rid of this attack as soon as possible so the footmen go back into combat. On this side, we got 2 units coming in. I'm actually going to redeploy these guys immediately to try and cover the church over here as well. So these guys are still in active combat, but the footmen and the cavalry should be able to take care of it. These fellas might technically turn around, but by the time they do, they'll be over here. It won't be a problem in this initial battle here. Okay, everyone, we must hurry. Run! Run, men, run! Okay, the battle has joined. Let's get them into charge mode as well. Now, remember, dragoons are higher tier than my infantry, cavalry, right? So they're a bit better, but it's a 2v1. It should be okay. So, Red recruits are getting a little bit of damage done here. The battle is still ongoing. The dragoons are running away. Brilliant work, my friends. Okay, you guys pull back for now. Footmen, let's try and very quickly get them into a very large line so they can start returning fire on the recruits there. You guys just go retreat a little bit further out so you're not being shot at by the recruits. I think that's the next important metric there. Okay, looking good, looking good. Now, with this game, they had to actually get in position before they start firing, so there's a little bit of time before they start doing stuff. I can get a little bit more range away from them. Okay, how's it going over here? So, fire's ongoing. Footmen are holding firm. I have 2 choices. I can try and break the dragoons, or I can go for the recruits. I think we'll go for the recruits. That just seems a bit more useful for me. This should be okay. The morale's not even flinching at the moment, so we are looking pretty strong there. I want to get these cavalry on the side flank so they can do some damage and hopefully start chasing down the enemy units as well. Okay, unfortunately, Royal recruits on the top there are coming back into sight. Now, as far as I've been able to notice, there doesn't seem to be any, like, flanking bonuses or anything, so I'm actually okay doing this. As weird as it may look, I think it's actually okay. Ah, don't do that. Keep firing that. Oh, that was a mistake of the maker. Let's get the highest value possible. Thank you. There you go. So, not great. This is kind of a stale front at the moment. The Dragoons are back already and are charging the Highland foot units. That is not great. We need to switch to British foot units to try and knock that out instead. And we also need the Dragoons back at firing at enemy units as well. Now, with their range and accuracy, this should be a quite nasty shot when we get it in a second, but the enemy is definitely causing us some issues here. Yeah, we're not breaking that at all, are we? We might have to counter-charge with the general unit, which is probably ill-advised, but I need to break this unit quickly. Go! That's not great, because I'm locked into charge mode for a while as they retreat, but I should be able to retreat quickly. Back here. Thank you. Hold the line, men. Hold the line. Okay, on this side, the Royal recruits are still fighting firm. When this breaks, we will use the cavalry to just wipe out and hunt these guys down to the end of the days. Then we get the British foot to engage the recruits on the flank there. The Highlands are holding, but they're now starting to... They're sweating, guys. They are having a bad day. It's okay, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Excellent. Okay, switch over target mode. Charge. You guys, realign as quickly as possible. I want them to start knocking out the recruits on the side there. They have got low stamina, though. Worth mentioning. So as soon as I start hitting this, they should hopefully shatter. And these guys just get free kills. Simple as that. They will level up, hopefully, after the end of the battle here. Excellent, excellent. Come on, guys. I want volleys going. I want to see the enemies destroyed. On the ground. Wiped out. Get that XP, my friends. Get that XP. Remember, these guys will replenish 6% of their losses, by the way, so I'm okay. It looks bad, but it's okay. Okay, that guy might retreat in a second. We've already shattered the Avar army anyway, which is fine. At this point, I'm going to try and farm some kills anyway, so I'm going to switch gears a little bit. We can't move the general because he's currently very important to the ability here. The enemy... I think this is okay. This is under control, guys. We got this in the bag, I believe. Interesting. So the enemy recruits here are trying to charge my cavalry units. Very bold. We have an extra volley coming up in a second, though, which hopefully shall resolve some issues. Come on, guys. Get that volley in. It's getting longer. There you go. There you go. Perfect. Okay, you guys, cross the river. Join the battle over here. Oh, look at this. Blood for the blood gods, everybody. This is a glorious harvest for the Skull Throne. I'm going to kill these guys as well, by the way. Just so you guys are aware, we are farming at this point. The enemy is broken. We will feast on their XP. Okay, first is getting... Why are they moving closer towards us? Are they going to go for a change of target, or are they going to go for a charge? Interesting. Wow, look at this movement speed across this river. Guys, what are you doing? It's not even that deep. I can literally see the bottom right here. That is a charge. I can hear it. Okay, so the enemy is going to charge us right now. Now, the good news is they're just running. They're absolutely lost their minds. Hold. I'm going to wait a bit longer this time. I don't want to blow the load too quickly, as they say. It's never a fun thing for anybody. Okay. Fire! Oh, it is so close. We got it. Counter charge. Get kills. Excellent, my friends. Yes! Sorry, the passion, guys. The passion. I gotta calm down. Damn it me. Why am I like this? Okay. If they touch it, it's glory. Come on, guys. We can power level these recruits. That's what we're going towards right now. They're going to become power leveled. We're going to have a great day. Yes. Excellent. Leave no one alive. No one... Stop shooting at that. Leave them alive, okay? Look. Hold fire. We need the kills. Come on. Yes. These poor Highland units are just absolutely being used and abused right now. I would feel bad, but I don't, if I'm being totally honest. Shad, excellent work, guys. Excellent work. Okay, we got in the battle now. Let's end it. Fire. Glory. Is it a king or queen at this point in history? Someone let me know in the comments. Glory to whoever is in charge. Damn. That was great. I love that. I must admit, I was getting a bit worried in the middle there. I was like, have I messed this up? And I was like, nah, I turned that fine. It's not a problem. Excellent. Okay, so we got a few. This is more what I was on about earlier, guys. Yeah, this is more kills. This is more my kind of speed, you know. So, I want to take the veterancy. Look, I have a problem, guys. What can I say? I need to get as high quality units as possible here. Thank you. Yes. Now, we can't punish our forces due to, well, having no recruits, but that's okay. I'm not upset about that. Okay, brilliant. So, let's do a quick replenish. At least we have ammo, right? We may not have people, but we definitely have ammo. So, what have we picked up, guys? We have spontoons. More veterancy gain. More morale. Interesting. Very interesting. We've also got some cavalry clothing. Wait. No. Sorry, I was wondering if it was going to stack or not there. Apparently, I can't stack double the melee damage reduction, but that's okay. So we got movement speed reduction, or we have stamina reduction. I'm tempted... No, it's okay, because as you saw with the cavalry, even though they were technically slower, they were actually still very, very fast. So I'm okay with them not having this heavy jacket. We'll put them over here for now. We've also got stuff... Max range on artillery. That is nice. I like that. Let's move this around a little bit. What else have we got? War muskets. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. That's fine. So this is what I kind of like this. I do like the idea of having increased experience levels. Oh! Very nice. So this is where we come to a crossroads. What do we want to do first? Do we want to get more DPS range foot troops? Do we want to get more tanks so that we can spread around the DPS a bit more and have like more Highlanders like absorbing the damage? Do we want to perhaps get more cavalry or artillery? There's a lot of options. And my brain quivers. What we probably will do, we have this guy here which can clearly tank. If I can get him a cover bonus item, so he's even stronger in the future, he's going to be really decent anyway. And if we get more DPS, we can kill the enemy units faster, so we have to do less tanking in the first place. That's my current thought process there. So, with this, I think we're going to get some more British footmen. Excellent. Now, this is a good upgrade, right? We get more morale, more accuracy, more reload speed, more stamina, and more melee. It's just, yes, you want to be doing this as soon as you can. Done. Excellent. Okay, so more footmen are in. I think you can just do this at any point, by the way. You can always just move items around. So we will give them increased... No. We will give them increased experience gain for now. I also... That's going to be it, I think, for me. I believe that will be what we do for now. I'll keep this. It's quite nice. I will probably get more cavalry in the future, so we'll keep that in reserve. And I believe, everybody, that's that done. Excellent. Done. So, I think we go back right now and get that super officer. The quicker we get him, the faster we will start leveling him up, so he becomes even better at his job. It's going to be brilliant, guys. I can't wait for it. Now, I guess we can try and do a bit more of the other locations soon. He's still there. Yes. Perfect. I love it. Ooh, there's some other pretty good guys here as well. Let's have a quick look, shall we? Efficient. Reload speed, stamina regen. Interesting. Supply wagon. What does that do? I don't know. Equestrian firm. Orderly. So this guy looks like he'd be a pretty good choice for a cavalry captain. Very good choice for a cavalry captain. I might grab him now, because my second unit is more than likely going to be cavalry and maybe like an artillery piece. I'm going to be honest, I've already pre-planned what I was going to do. So, what else we got? Savage, reduced infection gain, not interested. Morale. Oh, that is a chiseled jaw. That guy, I feel like we should have like a flash up of that guy that everyone keeps posting on YouTube. We've got some meticulous, accuracy again, and zealous. Okay, let's get this guy as a reserve officer. He's already level 3 as well, so he's pretty awesome, really. Excellent. Now, I know this place had negative for reservists, so I can't will myself to get reservists even with that. I can't do it, guys. It's going to be inefficient. We'll just leave that alone and we'll move on. So, I did want to see if we can get this. Now, it does say 132. I reckon we can... I think it's worth it. I think we had to get this. So let's get rid of that. Still not enough money. Now, the problem is, we don't need £200. We need £250, because I need to upgrade the Highlanders to get an extra slot to put this in there as well. So, a little bit awkward. What I might do... Ammo consumption. That does seem very useful for long-term gameplay. Let's not get rid of that. It's not enough. It's not enough. I know I've seen events where you had to give up uniforms to get free troops. That's why I've not gotten rid of this, by the way. I'm sorry, guys. I really want to get this upgrade. We're going to go for this. I think this is going to be a good idea in the long run. And it's going to make me a happy man. Highlanders, congratulations. You get an extra 20 base cover wherever you go in the game. Excellent. Okay. I'm feeling pretty confident about myself right now. Let's keep moving forward. How are we doing? So, I guess we want to head over this way, do we? See what's going on. I could have probably gotten recruits over there as well, but no. Forts. Now, I've only done one fort. It's kind of like a bunch of like random events. And depending on how well equipped your units are, you can do better or worse. I did do it with just infantry before. I think I lost like 20% of my army. This from events. And I did get a doctrine. But I don't have cannons, so I feel like we want to come back to this later. When we have cannons, there's a lot more options we can pick, so we can take less losses as time goes on. By the way, I want to point out, England has a thing where we just make money. So, we're just rich. Don't worry about it too much. Outposts, talk to me. Excellent. Okay, your grace. Word of your arrival has travelled swiftly, and a crowd of eager young men has gathered at the outpost seeking enlistment. They come with little more than their clothes on their backs, drawn by the promise of a new army forming under your command. We may take them on as reservists without delay, or if we can provide them proper uniform. Oh wow, I didn't look. This was a coincidence. I just mentioned this earlier in the video. They may be raised as a full regiment. Yes, I will have an extra regiment of subsidy recruits. I thought they were going to be redcoat recruits, so I may be a little bit disappointed, but that's okay. I can't be... So these are a different faction entirely, are they not? Oh, wow. Oh, these are like the auxiliary English, like Hanoverians. Oh. I can't help but notice there's a lot of tiers on this one as well. Hanoverian Grenadiers, Hessen Grenadiers. They have got different stats. This is awesome. It's as simple as that, guys. It's pretty awesome. Cavalry. Oh, I actually can't see. That might be my... There you go. Very small regiment sizes. Interesting. So this is good because we can use these guys and turn them into Jaegers, which are like the skirmishers. And I do like having skirmishers. I've also had events in my very brief playtime where you needed skirmishers to do a certain action. So we want to be moving towards this if we can. Now the problem is we don't have money to get a new brigade, so we are currently stuck with them being in reserve, but that's all right. What we can do, oh yeah. I'm going to reduce the amount of units in there, and then we can use that to replenish the rest of my army. Excellent. There you go, guys. We have a full army, and we have some reservists and some new units for next time. Brilliant. Oh, wait, before I do forget, I can probably give him the better gun, just so he's equipped for in the future, and he should be good to go. Perfect. Okay, so where do you want to head over next? There's more outposts and stuff nearby. Might be a bit of a weird one, but I think we're going to go... I like how I had a plan. I've ignored it every single time. We're going to go outposts, town, outposts. At that point, we get British Grenadiers. Sorted. Then, we have the massive array of battlefields we can try and run through. Though I say this, the last one is all the way over. Miles away. Yeah, I don't want to go too far away from a town. I think we'll just take this path this way for now. Let's go. There is also, I was going to say, there's also random stuff that pops up. It's not just what you see on the screen. That's just the ones that are important to the side objectives. The slums. Sir, a rough company of mercenaries has gathered near the edge of the village, offering their services for the right price. Their manner is untrustworthy, but they are no stranger to war. They claim to have scouted the region thoroughly and offer intelligence for coin, or for a steeper sum, to carry out mischief behind enemy lines. Should we wish, they are even willing to strike at the headquarters itself. Oh, that sounds interesting. Such action would be most effective if timed while the enemy command is on the march, while they are less able to recover from the blow. Okay, so all patrol armies are revealed in the region. Every army is revealed in the region. Or sabotage. Now, I feel like we should try and get as much time as humanly possible in this game before the HQ arrives so we can overpower ourselves to an extreme extent. So I'm going to hire them to delay the HQ by 2 weeks. Done. Excellent. Let's keep moving. Another slum. If it just keep getting the same event over and over again. The enemy HQ arrive in 25 years, sir. So, a search of the surrounding woods have uncovered a camp of deserters, wretched men thin from hunger and armed with stolen gear. Their faces betray shame, but also desperation. We may storm the hideout and seize what arms remain, though it will cost us men. Or we can conscript the lots, gathering them rations and shots in return for a second chance. Okay, their loyalty is uncertain. I do seem to need a lot of reservists, so I'm going to take that, and we're also going to refill this guy to full as well. Sorted. Now, I think we'll probably start off next episode by doing this event here, but as I said before, if you like what you see in this game so far, there is a demo available at this very moment if you want to try it yourself. The actual game will come out in, I think, around 2 weeks as well, but like I said, look at the description of the video. It will have the links to the Steam store page, and that will be able to provide more of a coherent description of the game than I can probably ever muster. Apart from that, everybody, I do intend to be playing this all day, so I will have to quickly stop to edit this video to release later on, but I will just be recording this probably the whole time and we'll see how far we go. I might just do one act for now because I see a lot of people have already covered this game, but if people want to see more, let me know in the comments, guys. Like the videos because this is already a really fun game and I can't wait to try more of it out. Apart from that, everybody, have a brilliant day and I'll see you next time. Bye.